talking about the things we're learning from them, or things that you might can learn that may be useful to you in some deals that you do. And again, this is not all an exhaustive type of thing. Do exactly what I do and you'll make $1 million in real estate. No, not at all. We've already talked about that. No, these are just, hopefully you'll get a little nugget, a little principle, an idea that'll make your deals go smoother, that'll maybe save you some money down the road or help you make money. So that's all I'm shooting for, is just to give you some general principles, and you apply them in the way that it makes sense to you where you are. What I want to talk about today is a little bit of an advanced idea. When I say advanced, it means it's, in my opinion, it's for people that have done a number of deals. They've got some deals under their belt. They kind of know what they're doing. They've got a risk tolerance already established. They understand in general what land is selling for in their region, different types of land. They've got more than just a basic level of information or knowledge base. They're advanced. So let me say it that way. Doesn't mean they're expert. It just means they've got some experience to work off of, and I think it'll make more sense in a minute. I've done some deals and done a lot of them, but one of the deals in this 11 was a deal where I did it strictly to learn something. Now, I don't mean that I did not want to make money on it. In fact, my plan was to make money. In fact, one of the videos I talk about, you make a plan in advance. You make an exit strategy before you even get in the deal. Well, my exit strategy was to resell this tract, make several $1,000s on it. It was a small deal, 20-acre deal in a state and a region that I'd never bought anything in before. So my exit strategy was to put it on the market, no work on it, don't do anything else, and resell it hopefully pretty quick and make several $1,000s. That was plan A. But just as important in my plan was I wanted to learn something about land value in this area, about the process, about cost through the title company. I wanted to learn how people responded to tracts like this, priced the way that it was going to be priced. I wanted to learn something. And in my opinion, or my thinking, was I was taking a small risk to learn a lot, because I could take that information going forward and apply it to bigger deals and make money on that. So in my mind, my doing this deal was an investment in my real estate education for this new part of the country to do a deal in. So bought the tract, little 20-acre deal, closed on it without a single problem, and I didn't think we could get hurt. If we ended up having to sell it for what we paid for it, or right at that, we had some costs in the deal, title policy and abstract work and all that. We had some costs in it, and maybe we sell it for right about what we paid for it. Maybe we lose a little bit of money or break even. That's okay if I learned what I wanted to learn. And I knew I'd be engaged in the deal and I would learn exactly what I wanted to learn. So if we broke even, maybe even lost just a tiny bit, I was happy with that. That was fine. If we made money, hey, that was the bonus. So anyway, closed on the deal. Put it right back on the market, changed the advertising just a little bit, put it back out there, and short story, we sold the tract in less than 2 months for I think $6,000 or $7,000 more. Now, $6,000 or $7,000 doesn't sound like a lot of money, but on a $20,000 deal in less than 2 months, when you're expecting just to break even at best, I think that's a great deal. That's a great rate of return. I don't care how you calculate it. That's a good ROI. So I'd take those deals all day long. So it worked out great. Made money, and I learned what I wanted to learn. So that same information that I learned on a little 20-acre tract, I'm going to apply it to bigger tracts, and it's going to make us, bigger chunks of money down the road. So money well spent. Even if we didn't make a dime, that was money well spent. That worked out great. I learned that way. I've got so many deals going on. We're so busy with RecLand, with all of our listings in 6 states. If I don't have a means or a way to engage in a property, I'm just going to miss it. It's going to fly by me, and I'm not going to learn what I need to learn. I knew when I put money at risk that it would have my attention. I knew that I would be engaged in it. I would pay attention to the details as we went along, and I would learn what I needed to learn. That's how I do it. I gotta kind of have my fingers in the pie and feel it to know what it's all about, to learn it, or it'll go by me too fast because I've got so much going on. So I have to invest money. I have to have some skin in the game to learn something. Now, I could have studied a bunch of comps, and I could have talked to a lot of people, and I could have made a lot of phone calls, asked a lot of questions, and probably had a general idea of what I learned by doing this track. But when I put my money up and engaged in it, those lessons are mine. I got them. I learned them. They're mine. I've got that. I wasn't going to miss it. And I was able to do it in a real short, narrow window of time, 2 months. And I had all this information now ingrained in my thinking for that part of the country. Another deal comes along. I don't have to do a whole lot of research or a whole lot of thinking. If it fits all of the parts, I mean, if all the parts fit the equation, I'm pulling the trigger and making a deal. So get to the point. If you get to the point that you've got comfort in your market in terms of understanding pricing, to know that you can't get hurt on a deal, meaning, yeah, you might miss the mark on the resale and it might not sell for as much as you want, but you know it'll sell for at least somewhere right in here, and you really can't get hurt. You know, if you lose a little bit of money, it's not going to break the bank. It's not going to, keep your kids from going to college. It's okay. That's money well spent. When you've got enough experience, you've got that comfort level, and you're like me, you learn by putting your fingers in it and getting nasty and dirty and getting, rolling up your sleeves and getting after it, then, hey, doing deals to learn something might be a way to kind of, broaden your experience out to different regions, different geographies, different types of land, different uses of parcels, whatever. Don't be afraid at that point to do deals to learn something, because that's money well spent, because that information, you can parlay it into bigger deals down the road, and that information will make you some money. The same principle applies to a tract that we're working on here in East Texas. I'm going to look at it tomorrow, as a matter of fact. It was a large deal. It wasn't part of these 11 deals that we've been talking about. This was a large package of land that I helped put together with an investment group that I'm a part of. But I took a piece of it, about 60 acres of it, and I said, man, I'm going to do something different on this 60 acres. I'm going to spend the money on bulldozer operator, track hoe guys. I'm going to clean this place up. After we cut the timber, we had all the debris and tops and slash piled up and burned. We had a track hoe out there and had a lot of stumps removed. And so this track, we're cleaning it up and clearing it off for just real pretty rural home site tracks, rolling hills, places people can build a pond. And I'm doing that. I'm spending several $100s an acre on this place to see if it's worth it, to see if people will pay for that extra work. Now, I know, yeah, they'll pay a little more for the track and we could get our money back. Well, I don't want to do it just to get our money back. I want to invest this much on this extra work so that we can sell tracks for this much more. I want to make a return on the extra money we invested on the work. Just to swap money is not good business. So I'm taking this little 60 acres, having part of it cleaned up the way I just described to you, and to see how the market responds. Will they pay quite a bit more now per acre for this cleaned up ground where the stumps have been removed, the brush has been piled up and burned? Will they pay more for it? And if so, I realize, hey, I got an extra little arrow in my quiver on these certain type of tracks. I can invest this much extra in the cleanup to get this much more per acre, and that'll be worth it to us. So I'm going to spend a little money, actually quite a lot of money, spend some money to learn something. I know I'm not going to get hurt. We're going to sell these tracks for a good bit, and if people don't pay the extra for the extra, quite a bit extra for the extra work, and that's okay. We'll get our money back. I'll have learned a lesson so that I don't go into that full bore on a big track and burn up a bunch of money on something I know won't work. So anyway, get to the point, get to a comfort level, get to an experience level, a risk tolerance level that you can then do some deals to learn something for the pure purpose or pure reason of just learning something that you can then apply to future deals to make you some money. And if you go about it just right and you get all the pieces just right, you'll learn something and make money. That's a double whammy, kind of like on a little that little Missouri deal. So anyway, hope that's helpful to you, and we'll talk about something else later. Bye.